What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Zykel Show. This is episode 10. Let's get it. We probably should have like 15 out by now, but this is episode 10. We going crazy with it. Make sure you follow us on all the social medias, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, TikTok, everything. This is your co-host, Michael. This is your other co-host, Zach. We're going to get into it. The first topic is going to be our sports topics.
As always.
Yeah, our other video will be our music, so make sure you go check that one out. This won't be up first. By the time you're watching this, wait a couple hours. That other one will be up as well. So kick it off. What's going on?
So we'll just start with today's episode, even though we're not going to cover this until Wednesday's episode, but we'll just talk a little bit about The Last Dance because it is the end of it. It'll come out this coming Sunday at 9 and 10, I believe, or it's 10 and 11, one of the two.
Yeah, one of the two. It's the
So
last two.
So it's the last dance of the last two. So I'm excited for it. It'll hopefully kind of just cover everything, finish everything up. Hopefully it'll actually cover the 98 season instead of bouncing around the whole time because I think they've done enough of going back and doing all the research. So hopefully this will be a good, just wrap everything up, talk solely about these last 2 years. I know they were talking about it Undisputed. Either they're going to drop Skip's interviews with Phil Jackson and what's the other guy's name? Jerry Krause. Apparently there's an interview with him. Either it's going to be in the documentary or Fox dropping it on its own. I don't know. We'll have to see what happens. But I'm really excited to see those interviews too.
It's going to be crazy.
So yeah, it's going to be really exciting. It's going to be a good fruition. And then on Wednesday we'll probably spend a lot of time talking about just the documentary as a whole. Just talking about what we think about it. I can tell you right now, unless in this next two episodes, they just literally explain everything about the 98 team. My complaint will be that it's all about Michael Jordan instead of the 98 team. But I still like the documentary as a whole. I just wish they would have framed it differently. If it was going to be more about Michael Jordan than everybody else, Skip Bayless said he wasn't even sure if Michael Jordan would be in the documentary. It's literally about him. But that's all I have to say about Last Dance. But
yeah, I don't know. I'm excited. If they do that interview, I'm excited for it. If not, then it's just another 2 episodes of The Last Dance. Like, I like The Last Dance, but it's not the greatest documentary of all time. I don't think people are making it out to be.
There's a lot of better LeBron documentaries.
No,
if you go on YouTube, go to the ones that have like 75,000 views. Those are still better in my opinion.
No,
a little bit of a bias, but
not even close to being better. But he will have one that's going to be better, hopefully.
Yeah. Also, the Warriors. I just saw this today too. Apparently, the Warriors. They were offered a very similar thing to The Last Dance, and they turned it down. I didn't read up into it, but that's just kind of an interesting tidbit to go off of.
Yeah. I'm kind of happy they didn't because I probably would.
It would have been funny seeing that little break in there, that 2016 year where they're like, oh, best team of all time, and then you get dumped on 3-1. But that's beyond the point. We're not talking about that. We ain't talking about that today.
But I don't know. My complaint's the same thing. I wanted to see when it was called. It's not even that I wanted to see this, but when it was called The Last Dance, that's what I was expecting it to be about The Last Dance. It barely at all has.
It makes sense that they're doing what they're doing because 10 whole episodes to cover 1 year. I understand that.
Yeah, I don't know why they just didn't say it called Jordan thing though. You know
I don't
mean?
understand why they wouldn't have.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I don't understand why they wouldn't have just framed it a little bit differently. But personally, I love the documentary. I don't really have anything else to say about it because we don't have any new content because we already went over that in our last sports episode. That's a good plug for our last sports episode. If you haven't watched it, go watch it. Go watch all of our videos.
Please go
they're
watch it.
Somewhat entertaining, at least I hope. But we're gonna go on to the different.
I think they are.
I think they are. But I think the biggest story in sports that's going on right now is what happened to the NFL. So apparently the Giants safety. I have to read my handwriting, I apologize.
Dunbar and
DeAndre Baker and Quinton Dunbar. Baker plays for the Giants. Dunbar plays for Seattle. He just got traded from the Redskins last year. He was rated the number 2 overall cornerback in the entire league. So it's really sad to see this happen, but apparently what happened, which we don't know if it's actually what happened, but from what everyone's saying, apparently they lost a bunch of money gambling with a bunch of people. And then 4 days later, they pulled up to those people's house to try to get their money back. Baker is under a lot more scrutiny because he has 4 armed robbery charges and aggravated assault with firearm charges, while Dunbar only has 4 gun charges, but he doesn't have any assault charges yet. So, but the thing about this, and something that just upsets me, they've worked their entire life to get out of situations like that and doing all these different kind of things, and just to regress and do something like this. Obviously it could be a lot deeper. There could be a lot more things that come out about it, but it's just sad to see people that are at such high points in their career and people saying that they were some of the best cornerbacks in the league, just to see this happen. And especially in just the way that they did it. They literally, it was them and it was those two and one other dude. Those two are well-known people, didn't show up with masks. The third person reportedly was wearing a mask, and then they pulled up to a robbery in
No, I
Lambeau.
think the first 3 weren't.
No,
Were,
there's-
and the last one wasn't, right?
No, there's only 3 people. So the 2 people who were actually famous and who people recognized weren't wearing masks.
Yeah, yeah.
And then the third dude, who
Yeah.
probably no one really would have known, maybe in that area they would have known, but not like an NFL player, was wearing a mask. So you would think it'd be the other way around, but whatever. But I mean, they pulled up to a robbery in a Lambo, a Mercedes, and a BMW. Like, if you're gonna show up to a robbery, you go buy a quick van that used to be an ice cream truck, paint it all white, and then go pull up with your boys. You don't do it. Not saying that I've ever done that. So if there's any pending criminal cases that have that exact same MO, I didn't do it. But just saying, it's just sad to see all that kind of stuff happen. So I feel bad for these guys. It sounds like there's not really any disputing that they didn't do it. So it's not like it doesn't sound like it's a case of mistaken identity, but we'll have to see what happens. We'll have to see what comes out of it. But I think it's just a crazy story, and it's going to have a lot more things to come out.
Yeah, I don't understand how. First of all, you're making one of them making $5 million, the other really not making that
$5
much
million
money,
that
but
could turn into $9 million.
Yeah.
And then the other dude was
still
balling
making
out.
still making good money. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
He
And
was
about
undrafted,
to
but-
have a huge contract.
Yeah.
So like, I understand like that's a lot of money, but if you already
They
have
reportedly lost $70,000.
if you already have a car like a BMW, you already have, you know, like I'm guessing they had a nice BMW, not like a $20,000-$30,000 one. I'm guessing you had like a
Yeah.
couple hundred.
And if you have a
$100,000.
Lambo, even if it's a
You
crappy
have a Lambo, if you have a Mercedes, like I'm guessing again, it
you're
was
still running up at
high-class
least 50,
Mercedes.
60 grand.
Dude,
at
you're-
least.
Probably more than like dog.
That's like
probably
the
way
bare,
more than
that's
that.
like the bare minimum model.
Probably
but they
way
like
more than
100
that,
grand,
yeah.
150 grand. You
Probably,
might be
yeah.
pulling outside an AMG.
Hundreds of
You're
grand.
probably listening to time.
Hundreds of thousands of
Our
dollars.
time flies. Sorry, wrong song.
But like, so I don't understand why. First of all, you're going to steal money when you know you're going to make that money up anyway. Number 2, why you have to bring guns.
Yeah,
And
just go
number
play one
3,
football game and you're gonna
don't
get money
lose in general. Just don't suck, and then you'll be fine. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you
And
if
it's
you go
gambling,
down
you're gonna lose
20,000, don't keep gambling and then go down 60,000 and make it 70. You know what I mean? Just
Yeah.
walk away. Like, then don't gamble with people that you would be comfortable robbing in the first place. Like if you're gambling with your friends, you're not going to want to go and do something.
Yeah,
you
they're
know
not
what I
going
mean?
to mess you over.
So they were obviously gambling from people who weren't were going to mess them over, or on top of that, they were comfortable robbing in the first place. I would never rob my friend. I would also only probably gamble.
I would also
with my
never rob
friends.
anybody. But
Well, yeah, exactly. But if you
I would
already
never
have that
gamble with-
mindset,
yeah.
why would you like? They probably went into it saying, "Oh, we either make a bunch of money or we don't make a bunch of money. We lose a bunch of these dudes we don't care about, and then we're just gonna rob them to get our money back."
Yeah,
You know what I
that's-
mean?
Yeah, my thing is I don't I would.
Unless they got cheated out of the money, then I understand why they would feel that way. But I
But not
still
their
don't
actions.
understand the actions, especially when you have your whole life ahead of you.
Yeah, especially when they're both very young players and they have these very long, hopefully long, healthy careers where they make a bunch of money, all these different kind of stuff. I mean, pardon me. One dude was playing for the Giants, so you're in New York, you're in the Mecca, you're going to get sponsorships, you're going to get a bunch of money if you're a good player. And then the other one's from Seattle, which Seattle's been a good team for a long time. They've been to a lot of Super Bowls, so you know, well, not a lot, but they've had a lot of success. So you know that they're always going to be relevant. So you're on a good team, and you'll get sponsorships and like stuff like that. So it's just sad to see that all presumably go down the drain. We'll have to see what happens. We'll see if maybe they cut a deal. We'll see if maybe it wasn't them, but it seems like it was them. But to get on the same sport, but kind of another serious topic, the Mike Tomlin and James Harrison thing that's going on. Apparently, James Harrison came out and said that after a big hit that he had in like 2010, I can't remember the guy's name that he had it on. Apparently, Mike Tomlin handed him an envelope, and was never said whether it was money or not. Blah blah blah. But everyone's coming out saying no, Mike Tomlin didn't do this. This is not like James Harrison, the agent, said that he would have known if that happened. Like everybody in the organization came out and was like, no, like that didn't happen. We would know about it. Like this and that. So I don't think it happened, but that's just a huge story considering everything that happened with the 2009, or it wasn't 2009. I think it was 2009. The 2009 Saints when they won the Super Bowl. 2008-2009 team when they had their bounty gate. So I think that's a crazy thing going on. But
I don't. Being a Pittsburgh fan, like obviously I'm biased towards the team, but like even in a non-biased standpoint on this like topic, I don't think that happened. Like,
I'm a Bengals fan.
I wouldn't.
I'm a Bengals fan. I don't think it happened.
Yeah, and
I hate the
like.
Steelers.
Did he probably did they incentivize players to get big hits? Probably. I would hope. You're a football team, you know what I mean? Like,
Or like, if the dude
it's-
was making a play and something like happened, and the dude was gonna get a penalty, like getting like a fine. I'd pay the fine if I was that owner. If I was a team, like, yeah, here's the money. Like, I'm sorry. Like, if you did it on purpose, no, I'm not gonna give you the money for it. But like, if you went to make a play, it was a free kid, I would pay the $5 for him. Like that's.
But yeah, so I just in general like. I would incentivize players to make big hits. You know what I mean? So even if he did hand
maybe
him
not
an
big
envelope,
hits, but just big plays.
even if he did do like hand him an envelope, I don't think it was, oh, here's money for intentionally hurting someone. You know what I mean? Like I don't think it was that.
It's also the way they went to the Super Bowl. You could have handed them Super Bowl tickets.
Yeah.
Give him like, here you go. We go on the Super Bowl.
Well,
now.
I think
I don't know when that hit actually happened. I don't know. Like I don't know what time of the year it happened.
Yeah, but James Harrison, I think was definitely referencing, hey, he gave me money for the big hit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But everyone's saying it didn't happen and this and that. And I mean, do I think that you should intentionally try to hurt people? No. But I mean, if they were giving players more money to make bigger plays, like I understand that.
That's just incentivizing you to play well.
Yeah, and if the player takes that to an extreme and the player starts hurting people, then that's something different. But I don't think James Harrison, even though he's probably the biggest man of all time, and if there's one person I was ever walking down a dark alley and I saw, I would turn the other way, it's 100% him. Like, he is just he's such a nice guy, so intelligent, but if I saw him walking down the street, I would be scared, because he's giant. And my thing is, like...
That's like if you see, like, just Gronk, like, walking up to you, you're like, holy crap, you are massive.
Like, let me be really nice to you, because you will destroy me if I say one wrong thing. But my thing is, like, with James Harrison, like, he was such a nice guy. Like, I don't think he would ever intentionally hurt people. I don't think that even if they weren't incentivizing big plays, like, let's say that Big Ben, like, that big touchdown pass had a flex at first, they'd probably toss him a cool $500,000 for that. Maybe not $500,000. That's just a random number I just threw out. But they probably tossed him a little extra money for that. When when James Harrison had that 99-yard interception against the Cardinals, they probably threw him a quick milli. They're like, dude, you know how hard that was? Like, we're very proud of you. Like, incentivizing big plays, that just happens. But
the best way to incentivize someone is money. Like, obviously.
Yeah, 100%. Unless you're Michael Jordan and you think the best way is to take people's food away from them, but that's a different story. All I'm saying is, if he would have slipped Horace Grant an extra $1,000,
that didn't incentivize Scottie Pippen to play when he wasn't getting his money.
Yeah, that's that. Well, yeah. But that's beyond the point. But no, I don't think Mike Tomlin did anything wrong. I don't think James Harrison did anything wrong. I think, even though I'm a big Bengals fan,
James Harrison should have shut up. Like,
I don't know why he was saying anything. I don't know what the context was behind it, but that's all I know. Yeah. But my thing is, like, I'm a huge Bengals fan, and I don't think it happened. So I think that, not saying that if Roger Goodell watches our show, please do. If you do, and if you do, please shout us out. But if you do watch the show, I'm not saying that you should.
You're not a robot.
If you're watching the show and you like us, you're not a robot. But if you are liking the show, if you watch the show and don't like it, you are a robot.
Or if you like the show once and just never watched it again, you're still a robot.
You're still a robot. But my thing is, like, if you're watching this, like, 100%, don't just take my word and think that they didn't do it. But I'm a Bengals fan, and I think they didn't do it. So that's my thing on it. Take that for what it is. But I would say probably the last big topic, not a big topic, but it's just something going on in sports that I thought was really interesting. The all-time, like, I think it was 74 player list ranked by ESPN, the top 74 players in NBA's history. Michael Jordan was number one because ESPN's
they're literally airing it
on top of him right now because of all that, so I understand that. LeBron was number two, obviously, so Charles Barkley, get the hell out of here with your, you never break the top five, no, suck it, he's top two. He's top two and he's not two, but in other people's minds he is.
He's not one either. He'd a GOAT. He'd a different conversation.
At first Jordan I was really confused when you said that.
No, Jordan can be number one. Bron's in a different conversation. Yeah, he's the greatest player of all time. LeBron's the greatest human being of all time, okay?
That's facts. LeBron would never take anyone to.
The greatest human being to ever touch a basketball.
Yeah, but we're not talking about that per se. We're talking about two different people on this list. So something that I always thought was interesting, well, that I saw was interesting, is that Steph Curry was ranked number 13. And it's either Steph Curry or his daughter, I can't tell. It's one of the two. Because
I don't really know.
And KD's number 14. So a lot of people are saying, well, how can you put KD right below Steph, blah, blah, blah. My thing is, Steph won rings without KD. KD has never won a ring without Steph. Steph has a unanimous MVP, and he has one more than KD does. I'm saying, if KD and Steph went one-on-one, obviously KD's going to cream him. Because he's got the length, he can block Curry's threes, he's got a lot better at defense. He shoots the ball to 10-foot apex. Steph Curry's 4'3", so he's not going to be able to block him. The best thing he can do is pull Draymond and kick him in the dick. It's the only way he's going to be able to block his shot.
Launcher.
So my thing is, obviously KD is a better player overall, but if we're talking about the way that they changed the game, like, obviously threes were important before Steph came into the league, but it wasn't like everybody was doing it. Like, Mike D'Antoni was doing it in his system, but Steph Curry came in the league and was like, I'm just going to start racking them. He's like, I'm just going to start chucking them up there. And then you see a lot of other people, and I think that the big men starting to push out and do threes too, that you can attribute part of that to Steph Curry, not all of it, obviously, because you contribute that to more to the center role. But my thing is, I think Steph changed the game a lot, and there's like Trae Young. Trae Young wouldn't have been such a high draft pick probably if it wasn't for Steph. He probably would have been a later round draft pick just because people were like, okay, all he does is jack up threes, but since Steph made it cool and Klay Thompson made it cool, like, they're just revolutionary players. And they had the best overall record of all time. Did they get beat 3-1? Yes. But did they also beat KD 3-1 in that same, and the series right before that? Absolutely. So my thing is, I would put Steph over him, not as a better overall player, but I think he's still better. I think he should be ranked at least one above him.
Yeah, I don't think he should be ranked above him, even though like he has. I think his accolades throughout his career are.
He's been way worse in the finals. KD's been so much better.
Yeah, I think his accolades, I think his accolades have been better, but I don't think necessarily not all his accolades. Obviously, he doesn't have any Finals MVPs, but he is not the better player. And this is the best players of all time list. So going off of that, no question, KD should be.
I would say KD should be higher than 14th if we're doing just
way higher. Yes,
I'd say he should probably be at least in the top 10, at least.
Maybe he definitely an argument for being top 10. If I thought about it longer, there's a good chance I put him in the top 10. And then not only that, if Max Kellerman, this is why Steph Curry is worse. Max Kellerman would rather have Iguodala taking the last shot than Steph Curry. If they said Kevin Durant, no way he's picking Iguodala. First of all, you shouldn't do that anyway. That's actually really bad. But that just proves how unclutched Curry, or how unclutched Curry is in the finals.
I think
that proves how unclutched he is in general.
MVP. I think AD just got it because he locked down LeBron.
But if you even have a chance to get a Finals MVP over Curry, like
he had 2 years, honestly,
like they're gonna give it to you because it's
he
so
would have won the
embarrassing.
2016 one if they would have won.
Like it's embarrassing that he lost it to Iggy.
He should have won the 2019. He had 3.
It's embarrassing that they dropped a 3-1. It's embarrassing until KD got there, turned their team around. You know what I mean? KD.
But it was also embarrassing that they came down and that they
as an overall player better. Like you know what I mean? The only thing Steph Curry can do better than KD is shoot and. Well, shoot threes, not even mid-range. Well, obviously draw fouls, but and obviously ball handling because he's a point guard. Other than that, not even close. And he's not like a great defender either. He's
KD has good handles,
but KD has good handles.
He has such good handles.
Not as good as Steph, but
he has such good handles to lose Achilles.
Yeah,
he went back on it. He went back on it so hard.
KD's like a top 10 player of all time. Obviously, his accolades don't prove that yet, but he's still playing the game. Probably when he retires, he will be recognized as a top 10 player, at least a top 5 scorer.
I honestly don't know if he's ever
maybe the greatest scorer behind Michael Jordan.
I don't think he's going to ever win another ring. I don't think.
I don't see him winning another ring either.
I don't think him and Kyrie are going to.
I don't see him winning another ring either. But
unless he
has won rings. He went to a finals without all of them. You know what I mean?
He has 2 rings.
So I mean, obviously he went with Russell Westbrook and James Harden, but
I can't blame him for that.
But yeah, no. He was a really young player. It's like when LeBron first went to the final. Like I'm not going to blame him for losing that, but he took the worst team.
I understand more why LeBron lost to the Spurs than KD losing to those Heat.
Yeah,
but I still think
I understand any loss except for the Warriors 3-1 loss more than I can explain. You know, KD's 3-1 loss to.
Yeah, I think if KD would have had the same success in OKC and would have never joined Golden State, he still won 2 rings in Golden State.
Well, let's be honest. He's 2-2 in the finals.
He would be above Steph.
He's 2-2 in the finals. Would have been 3-1 in the finals and had 3 Finals MVP over the guy who's ranked above him. Like he's a better player.
No, yeah, I 100%
he's a better player.
I just think
it's like Kobe and Shaq. It's like the kind of like the inverse of Kobe and Shaq. But like when Shaq was playing with Kobe, Shaq was the better player. He just didn't have a better career at this point. Does that make sense? So like Kobe, like only in Shaq's prime was he better than Kobe, but his prime was so short-lived.
I would say that KD's better than Kobe, just off pure scoring and pure just like being a pure player. But if you're talking about like stats,
I don't think he's better than
If you're talking about stats and accolades, then obviously Kobe. Like if you put everything,
I think he's a better scorer than Kobe.
But I think if they went 1-on-1, they would obviously.
I think Kobe's a more versatile scorer, but because of the physical build of KD and like his height and things like that, he can score probably at more ease. But Kobe's a more versatile scorer. Like Kobe's the most versatile scorer we've ever seen in the game. There's not one possible shot that he could have hit.
But my thing is with KD though, he's just so long that even if
his physical build allows him to do it easy.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Even if Kobe would have came back for a drop and just like went to shoot,
like Kobe,
KD can reach over.
Kobe might have been the most athletic player of all time.
Yeah,
like
I would say him and LeBron would
Well, LeBron's athletic in a football type of way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's not as athletic in a basketball type. I think LeBron's the most athletic human being to ever live.
Oh yeah.
That
Absolutely.
obviously that we've seen on that scale. There's definitely somebody in, but frick knows where that is. More athletic that we never will hear about. But like,
I mean, those people that can do like quadruple backflips. Like,
yeah.
That's like some weird stuff. But we're talking about like craft in their sport. Like,
yeah. But I think LeBron over pro sports. I think he's been the most athletic thing ever because he's the only player I know somehow could play basketball, somehow could play football, probably play baseball. He could probably golf because he's tall and he's like, you know what I mean? He's a little
not
bit
like
stiff.
Yeah, he's not like jack.
He's stiff, but
his muscles are all pliable. They're all not like just.
I feel like with the workouts he does and things like that, even if he like sometimes looks stiff, like he could play anything. He could do anything.
Yeah, LeBron.
He's just such a solid built to the core person, and then on top of that, he can do what he can do with sports, which is why he's most athletic. But that's way past.
That's a different topic for a different
way
time.
past the topic.
But yeah, so that's really everything that we have in the sports section. If there's anything that you guys want us to cover, just please let us know in the comments. The Last Dance, as we said, will be coming up. That'll be on Wednesday's episode. It'll come out on Sunday. We probably won't watch it till Monday, but it will be on Wednesday's episode.
Yeah.
So once again, thank you guys for staying with us, even though we didn't release episodes for a little bit. We got some big upgrades coming. We got the camera coming soon. We got a new table, if you couldn't tell, a lot more comfy.
We got 1,500, probably more than that worth of equipment today. We might go buy some of that today, actually.
Yeah, we might. We'll see.
Probably not.
Yeah,
we'll probably just buy it the day we get this other stuff. But
yeah, we'll probably see. But yeah, we also got Traffic coming, making his first appearance.
This is where our guest will be.
Welcome to the homie. But yeah, so big upgrades coming, big things coming. So just make sure you guys follow on everything, Snapchat, all that kind of stuff.
Absolutely.
I've said it so many times, I'm sure you guys know. Subscribe, like, do all that kind of stuff, guys. And that's going to be it for the sports section.
Yep, we out.